Hello? Hello, Bryan?
Yeah, just a minute. Hey, listen, sorry, I don't have a lot of time. It's Bryan from This, That, and the Other. Look. Okay, I want to tell you everything. I want to tell you the truth about wood. You want to know about the real stuff? You want to know why the Earth is hollow and why we're being run by aliens? You want to know about the stuff they're putting in your Gatorade and why you should be eating your dogs and why renewable resources are a lie and we're living inside of a hologram. And I'll tell you all this, but you have to listen to This, That, and the Other. You have to subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. Don't tell Sam though. Don't tell him.
Ryan, what are you doing? Are you making an ad without me?
No, listen, I gotta go. Subscribe to This, That, and the Other.
You bastard.
9/11 was a lie. What happened to buildings?
And now for another episode of Happy News with Perry Kurtz, the perfect little pick-me-up to make your frown turn upside down. And now your host, Perry Kurtz.
Welcome to Happy News with Perry Kurtz. I'm Perry Kurtz, and this is my producer, Bryan Tassara.
We're here in my car.
Sitting in his car, doing a live remote, parked outside of Corky's restaurant in Van Nuys on Van Nuys Boulevard. Now, this place has been around. We'll just really quickly give them where we are.
So we are in Van Nuys, which is known as the Valley, technically. For
Right.
those of you guys that are in
California.
Los Angeles, known like Perry is. But we are here in front of, I would like to call sort of a locally known establishment. A lot of people know about this place. A lot of well-known people come by here, movie stars and actors, and
A lot of movies have been shot in here.
a lot of movies have been shot here, which is actually why we're so surprised that we've got the news that it's closing down for some condominiums.
They're going to be building apartments, and I'm sure the neighbors are angry.
Yeah, I mean, the building's been here for about 60 years, according to the owners. And Perry was here.
It's been here back in the 50s, or maybe the 40s.
Wow.
Possibly even longer. It's gone through 4 name changes.
So we're actually here because old Perry decided to grace.
Old?
Oldish Perry
oldish.
decided to grace the plebes with some of his comedy tonight.
This is their last open mic.
It's the last open mic. Perry was here for the first one.
That was 6 years ago. I was the first person on the stage for the open mic. So I came by to honor and respect this place because it's basically a restaurant with a lounge on the side. And in the lounge you have a little stage. And they have the open mic, which is comedy and music. And then they have karaoke on the weekends. And what's going to hurt me is that I've been coming here for 10 years every Friday and Saturday to do karaoke.
Really?
So it's going to be like getting off drugs. It's.
You're going to have to find something else to fill that hole.
I'll have to go to one of the other 3 clubs that I do on a Friday and Saturday. But it's well known. It's very interesting looking. We'll get some pictures up.
Yeah,
later
we'll put some pictures up. But what today's show's what we're gonna focus on is just landmarks. We're gonna focus on locations that are special, that mean maybe something more to people than they would to the average person. Do you have any landmarks that you have in your life?
This place.
All right,
we're trying to get the local municipalities to authorize this to be listed as a landmark because it's meant so much to people. I mean, there are people that came here for dinner. The parking lot has been full all day. Once the word came out, which was Sunday, they let it out. And supposedly it has to be bulldozed by Christmas.
Damn, really?
Yeah, so this weekend is the last weekend it's going to be open, and people are freaking out. They're going through withdrawal. There are some people that come here every weekend for their breakfast menu.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, the regulars that come here on the weekends, I see the same people. I've seen the same people here for 10 years. And now, all of a sudden, it's going to be gone, and I'm going to miss it.
It's going to be gone. That is tough, you know.
It's so sad.
It is, when something like that has been part of the community for, as long as it has been, it's a bummer,
Yep.
It's like when an old friend has to say goodbye. For what? For condominiums, too.
Right.
know?
This is a prime piece of realty. It's right near a hospital. It's near a lot of restaurants. It's right near the freeway. It's right off of major streets. So it is a very important piece of property. But there are no condos on this street for a couple miles.
They're not.
So that's part of it. And we're not sure how this all went down. The owner owns it and somebody else rents it. And we think that maybe the lease was about to expire. But we're pretty sure that they got paid off pretty well to close something like this. And it's not they're closing and then they're going to knock it down.
What would it take for you to sell a precious gem like this?
$5 million.
Think that's what they put the name on it?
I think that's probably what they paid. Because if they put up condos over a period of 25, 30 years, they could make $100 million back.
Well, I mean, just to sort of put it in perspective, they shot a lot of the scenes from Mad Men here in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah.
You know, at this location because of the vibe. You know, at Corky's.
Yep.
And it was originally opened as Stanley Burke's Coffee Shop back in 1958. Wow. I know, it's crazy, and it's a classic coffee shop designed by famed architects Armet and Davis, who designed, among other restaurants of the era, the famous Bob's Big Boy in Toluca Lake in 1949. You've been by the Big Boys, right, all the time, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a Big Boy burger?
I don't eat there because Bob's Big Boy and I have the same body shape, so I stopped eating there.
When it changed in the early 60s, it quickly became a hot spot on the now famous Van Nuys Boulevard Strip. So apparently, you know, it's especially since it was open 24 hours a day.
This was a prime restaurant
back in the 60s. Apparently, yeah, it was huge. And then the Lamplighter took over, where you know it was here for a little bit, and then now you know Corky's came back.
From what I understand, it was Corky's, then it became the Lamplighter, then it became Corky's, then it was the Lamplighter, and then it became Corky's again.
Billy Joel claimed at one point he played the Cork back in the 70s.
I wouldn't doubt it. He got around.
Corky's was also a favorite dining spot of Frank Sinatra Jr.'s.
Yeah.
Who regulared by here. And really, it's good for anybody, you know. It's
Frank Zappa was supposedly seen in here having dinner about 15 years ago.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Just a little bit of history and sort of why we're here in the car and not in another car.
It's nice to be near a building that's almost as old as I am.
Give me...
We're not keeping you up, are we?
Give me another landmark. That means a lot to you, Perry.
In this area?
Not in this area. In general. Something out of your history and your long grandpa-like history.
Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, so for me, downtown, the City Hall was always an amazing building.
City Hall?
Yeah, City Hall in Philadelphia.
Why?
It has a statue of William Penn on the roof.
Who's that?
William Penn was the guy they named Pennsylvania after.
What do you do? Make the pen?
No, it had two ends. And that was the tallest building allowed in the city for many, many years. And then one of the local banks went out and put down like $3 million for them to pass a law to allow them to build over that height. And then they put up bank buildings, and now it's dwarfed by the monumental skyscrapers.
But why were you just because you were a big fan?
Because
of
I went to art school about 3 blocks from there. And I used to go sit in the courtyard and sketch people.
Really?
So it had some...
Did you go check it out when you went to go visit your mom recently? Did you get a chance to go see it?
I drove past there because I went to a comedy club in downtown Philadelphia. And so I drove past the area and drove around there and went to see some friends that lived out there. And, it was just... It's now buildings don't really mean much because I never really hung out. I was never in there, never been arrested. But Corky's is different because this has been a weekend thing. I mean, 52 weeks a year, twice a week over 10 years. That's been here 1,000 times or more.
That's crazy stuff, my guy.
Yep.
That's crazy stuff. That's
Sat in
why.
with live band karaoke on other nights, and then regular karaoke and the open mics, and now I'm here going to try and do a set for the Late Late Show, and hopefully you'll see me on there soon.
The Late Late Show
With James
Corden.
James Corden. Can I tell a story about James?
You sure can.
I was on the show February 8th, 2018, and I came out with my little guitar, and I was dancing slowly, and James lost it. He is the nicest person I've ever met. And you look at him, and you can feel what a sweet man he is. Well, before the show, he comes to my dressing room, and he knocks, and he goes, "Hello, I'm James. I'll be your host." I said, "Oh, hi, James. Very good." He goes, "I know your name's on the wall there, on the door, on the little sign." And he sits down, he says, "I just want you to know, I've seen your comedy, and I love your angle." And I looked at him like, angle? He goes, "I'm sorry. I mean your point of view. I'm still learning the language." That's how cool he is.
James Corden.
So he brought me out. I did my little shtick. He asked me a couple questions. I got some really big laughs out of him. It's on my YouTube page called Perry Kurtz. It's the opening scene there. You'll see it. And it was just, it could not have gone better. He said something to me. I dropped the line, and he lost it. And the crowd went nuts. And so he is the man that hugged me, whereas Jay Leno is the man that I hugged when I was on The Tonight Show.
Huh.
So it went really well. So I'm hoping that my set that I'm going to do tonight, as we call it in comedy, it's called a set. Hopefully the 6 minutes that I put together, which I should be rehearsing, is going to go well enough that they get me on the show.
I mean, the 6 minutes that you've had, it's the same 6 minutes, though, right?
No, it's not, because they want material that, number one, is not anything local, so they can show it in any part of the country and you don't have to explain what it is. Can't say the name of the local bus company.
Right.
They don't want anything that's timely. Don't have anything that has something to do with what time period we're in or what year it is. What they want is just material about my life that they can show this 20 years later and it'll still be funny.
That's all your material, then?
Well, most of it, no. I mean, once in a while I float in and out of localized material or I talk about politics, but they don't want any political at all. And of course, it has to be clean. So
you tend to do that.
That's not my act.
When you're kind of not panicking, but when you're filling it in, like you're just. That's when you kind of hop in on political. That's when you're like.
If I feel like it, if I think the audience is up for it, I do that. But
swinging for the bleachers sometimes.
I'm always swinging somewhere.
Well, I mean, you've performed at a lot of places. Are there any special comedy clubs other than the Cork that you really?
Well, this is not a comedy club. This is a lounge where they have entertainment.
Uh-huh.
I've been here, but my favorite places were the Punchline in Atlanta, the Punchline in San Francisco, and the Comedy Store here in Los Angeles, because it's got a 400-seat room. And when you get up in front of that many people and they're all screaming and whistling, there is nothing that compares with a big crowd.
That's the
getting
OR,
a round
isn't
of
it?
applause. No, the OR is a small
Or the
room.
belly room.
No, the belly room is upstairs. That's a room that holds maybe 60. The OR holds 100. The main room is the giant room with a giant backstage area, and they actually cordon off part of it. They close curtains if they don't have enough people. And around the perimeter are pictures, actually illustrations of famous comedians, like the Marx Brothers. They each have one. There's David Letterman. There's all these different people. But it's a giant room. And when it's full, there's nothing like working to a big crowd.
Are you? It's who? Look at that guy, and I don't know why that dude in that suit just distracted me.
That guy over there, he did stand up.
He literally has.
They put him up on stage and did some material. I walked out just as I came out. So.
Yeah, the Comedy Store is definitely a jewel out there. Your name's on that wall.
My name is on the wall out back by the parking lot.
Yeah, and when you drive by, you see it.
No, you can't see it when you drive by.
When I drive by, I see it.
No, you can only see it if you're in the parking lot out back.
Like when you pull in right by the hotel, to the right side of the hotel, by the parking, like where
it faces
where there's a
into
ramp.
the parking lot.
Yeah, I see it. It's there.
That's-
Your name is right there on
It's there.
smack dab on that motherfucker.
Whatever.
Right on that big
Whatever.
famous fucking building. Perry Kurt, smack dab right in
By the way,
middle.
I'm wearing gloves because it's like 40 degrees
It
tonight.
is 40 degrees out
And
here right now.
Brian here is in shorts.
I'm in shorts.
So-
It is amazing.
I'm amazed your voice hasn't gone up an octave.
Not yet, because
Oh, there's nothing there to go up.
It's already they're pretty much ovaries, you know. Yeah, she's on it too.
She's
She
just
said
telling
keep
me.
an eye on it.
Yeah, because I left my camera and my sequence jacket
Well,
over there. They're leaving.
as far as Corks, as we say goodbye to Corkies, into the dark night. Is there on your end? We covered comedy clubs as far as, a landmark, the Comedy Store right here. You like this lounge. Would you say this is your favorite karaoke lounge?
No,
No?
it's just one of the many.
One of the ones
My
you've been doing
favorite
for the
is-
longest?
Yeah.
Would you
I
say
s-
this is the longest one you've been doing?
No, I started at the Barrel. Actually, this is where my daughter started doing karaoke. I took her in here one night, and we weren't coming here to do karaoke. We came in here to get something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very young, and there was a guy doing karaoke in the lounge, and we went up and I did some karaoke, and I met that guy, and he told me that he does karaoke on Friday and Saturday at the Barrel, also on Van Nuys Boulevard, but about half a mile down the street. And I was going there every Friday and Saturday for years. I even hosted karaoke there. Oh, that's a torturous job because they treat you horribly.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
You know,
if you're not
I don't
gonna-
like this version of the song. Right in the middle of the song, they'll come out and complain. Do you have it in a different one? When I was hosting karaoke, I had a lady complain that she didn't like the colors of the words on the screen.
Really?
Can you change the colors?
What'd you tell her?
I said, no, I can't. It's part of a video file. That's the way they come. She goes, well, I can't read them. I'm colorblind. Okay, our next singer,
Right over her. Just got to keep on frog
you
hopping.
just keep on going. That's the
Man.
trick.
Well, as far as the last final, since this is more of just like a funeral pyre of quirky ideas, not really happy news.
With the dome on the roof. and-
If you had a chance to open your own lounge like this, what would you name it?
Porkies.
No.
Dorkies?
Enjoy getting sued by whoever wrote Porky's.
Dorkies.
And would it be a lounge like this? Would it be
I
like
would
a-
I would not do this. I would I ran a nightclub in San Francisco for 4 years, and it was 285 seats and would fill up 3 times a night. And the aggravation that goes with selling alcohol and having drunk customers is unbelievable. So I would never ever go through that again.
Well, I'm saying in this particular case, you're hiring someone else to take care of it.
If I owned a building and I was hiring somebody else, I might possibly do it. But
Would it be a building and would it be a restaurant and a lounge, or would it just be?
You're asking way too many questions about something I don't know. I wouldn't want to go through this. I wouldn't, even if somebody gave it to me, because there's too many things that can go wrong. The insurance.
Right, but what I'm saying is, let's say there was a scenario where you had someone else taking care of everything for you.
I would
Would
probably.
you rather have a comedy club, or would you rather have a
I would
restaurant?
rather have a comedy club.
Yeah.
That's my life. That's all I've done for 45 years. Haven't had a day job.
What would you
since
call it?
Perry's.
Would you really?
Why not?
Ha!
Comedians.
You would have people come in there, or you would have Bar Rescue come in there and be like, you got to switch up this name. Nobody's gonna come in here.
No. It's a good name, number one, and comedians all across the country know who I am. If they've been doing comedy more than 10 years, they know my name.
That is
Anywhere in the country.
probably maybe true. I
After
don't know.
45 years, and I used to do, it's weird.
Maybe,
45.
probably no. Probably, maybe.
No, if
probably
they've been
not,
doing
maybe.
it more than 10 years,
I'd
then
probably say if they'd been doing it for the last 45 years and are
Oh.
not doing, I guess, yeah. I mean, if they've been doing road comedy, if they had been road comics since for as long as you've known or been doing road comedy, there's a high percentage that they know you. Now, those people probably aren't alive anymore.
Well,
but
the statistics are people that get into comedy, less than 10% last more than 10 years.
yeah.
They get out of it. Of the people I know, and I think I know in Los Angeles, I know about 1,200 comedians personally, but not all of them are getting paid.
That's what I'm saying.
They call themselves comedians.
Yeah.
But if you go out of town and you go on the road to the major clubs, they all know me. I got email from a guy I haven't heard from in 30 years today. He saw my daughter's dance routine, and he said, "Oh, I can't believe you got a daughter." And, oh, my God, yeah, I'm not allowed to reproduce.
He was
He
like,
goes, "Not
"Hey,
with that
how are
face."
ya? Come here, do my show."
No, he's a comedian, but he's working down in Florida.
Well, I don't know.
So-
I'm just 10 years was 2008. You know, that's a little.
No, I haven't seen him in 30 years.
No, I'm just saying, you know, I feel like you would have to have been doing comedy for at least 30 years or something to know you.
No, people have done it for 10
Like in
years. No, I
Atlanta.
am. Anybody on the West Coast, almost, again, 10 years they've known, even people up in San Francisco, because I'm so different from every comedian. Plus, they all know me as the old comic who's still doing it after 45 years. Very few people last that long.
We're
few.
still doing it at 45
And I'm still
years.
doing it.
Yeah.
So, I'm thrilled to death that I'm doing it and I'm still alive.
Yeah, being alive is the big thing right there.
If you call
know?
this being alive.
Well, guys, hopefully you'll get a chance to see Perry at Perry's when he opens it up on
Yeah.
his end.
Right.
You know, Perry's Comedy Club. Again, I don't know. It just Perry's just sounds more like a sex shop, like a sex
We're going to have
toy
that
shop.
in the back, and you'll be dancing.
Like, hey, welcome to Perry's.
We're gonna have
We
Bryan-
just got the new double-headed, clam slammers in the back.
Brian's going to be out there working the pole.
And I'll be like, come on,
Well,
guys.
all right, it's going to be a fire plug, and
I'll
he's
show
going
you how it is.
it's going to be a fire plug, and he's going to sit on it and slide all the way down to the ground.
We thank you, Corkies, for all the good times, for all the open mics. Where can they find you, Perry, if they wanted to look at?
They can always look me up,
face?
Perry Kurtz, PerryKurtz. I'm everywhere on everything as Perry Kurtz. My YouTube is the best place to see what I do, and that's called Perry Kurtz, written as one word. I'm on Facebook as Perry Kurtz. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blogger. I'm on Reddit. I'm on everything as Perry Kurtz. So you can find me. Just Google me. You'll find me. I think there's like 1.4 million hits that you get if you Google me.
I don't know. That sounds like a lot, know.
That's
But we'll.
a bigger number than I
think
can
you're
count
reading your
to.
phone number, but we'll get there. And
I
then-
can't count that high. For me to count to 21, I have to take off my pants.
All right, yeah, 21 inches. I feel that. Yeah,
Oh, thanks for giving me the extra credit. No, I was just talking about an extra digit. See, 10, and 1 is 21.
No, that you're not
Slow.
allowed. That's not even
He
a
is
good one.
slow.
You're not allowed to get away with
Can
that
I
one.
do a dirty joke? Can we do
As your closeout? Sure.
Yeah.
Close it out.
All right. The stage show, Cats, is coming back to Los Angeles. It's going to be here this December, which we're already in. And they're making a companion show further down Hollywood Boulevard. And it's also going to be a dance show. It's going to be starring a bunch of angry women. It's called Cunts. Did the camera go off? Is it still working?